What up, y'all? BMF season 2, episode 4. It was a eventful episode 4 from the beginning. From the jump, we see Lamar coming in the hospital trying to find Meech. While Terry, you get to what I'm really loving is that last season we got to see everything from Meech point. Meech was narrating the series, and it was everything from Meech's point of view. For the most part, this season's we're getting everything from Terry's point of view, and I really love that. I was hoping in the first episode when it went down, the first 2 episodes when they did it, I was hoping that they continue it, and they have. So this whole season, I'm seeing it. I'm hoping it's still going to be narrated by Terry, and we get to see his point of view, his life quotes, and things of that nature that we got to see from Meech last year. But yeah, we opened up and we get to see Terry on his come up, on his P's and Q's, because they say Terry was the mastermind. Well, you know what I'm saying, but in the shadow, he basically he was the shadow king to Meech's bright king, and you get to see how Terry mind work and how he's able to juggle and handle things, and how he's able to be in the mix but not look like he is for to a certain extent, and the growing pains of him getting to be to what he's going to be. And we start off with Meech with because Meech just got shot last episode, so we start off this episode with Meech in the hospital when Terry had him a Mac on the side of his bed. He was like, man, I had to go check on something, and I wasn't gonna leave you here alone. So he had him a Mac in the hospital there, and he's rushing Meech out the hospital because he know Lamar. Like I like how Terry is thinking of everything. Like, I gotta protect my brother. I know this dude is crazy. He keep popping up anywhere and everywhere, and we know how he moves and how he's unpredictable. So they got him up out of there. We got to see Tiana. See, I thought this was just a one-off because she only had one episode last season. Maybe she only having one episode this season. But his first baby mama, the actress that played Tiana in Empire, she makes another appearance this episode. Oh, and he has a kid with Mo, which is something that I guess after the whole Lamar situation, they linked back up and they started dating again, and he has a kid with her. So he has 2 kids, 2 daughters. I wonder if he's gonna have Meech, or if that's just like a playoff of like they didn't want to have little Meech playing Meech and have a little Meech in the show. I don't know. Or maybe that's further down the line. But we got Brian still on the Brian's partner is still like on his heels, like not really sure about him, because you know what I'm saying, he was gonna let Meech bleed out, and she's like I don't know what's up with you. I don't know if I should be looking at them or looking at you, because you an officer, regardless of how you feel about a person. You know what I'm saying? You're obligated by law, by oath, to protect them. Like she said last episode, we don't pick who we save, and he said the dim if we don't. So we see their 2 ideologies clashing in this episode. So they move him out, and they have this scene with Meech and his first baby mama, and she's up there yelling at him like, you don't care about my family, you and this, da 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 da. And she ends it with, you need some aspirin. So it's like, are you mad at me? Do you want to help me? Do you want to kick me out? I love how they got, her emotions going crazy, because that's how I feel like almost anybody would be in that situation, especially a mother who, the father of her child just got shot, and now he's got to hide out there, and everything that's going on. We see Terry and Terry take the reins, and B Mickey had a problem with that. B Mickey was like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like this is my lane. Like, I'm number 2, and then Terry had to set him straight. Like, man, I had to set up everything. I had to run from here all the way down to Cleveland. Like, when that night he was supposed to snitch on Meech, I had to run down there and go to Cleveland and deliver the stuff, because you disappearing to Miami or going MIA and doing whatever you want to do. And it's like, you're not dependable right now, so I'm gonna step in and take this spot, because this is my brother. And you say it's your brother, but you've been flaking every time he needs you to hold him down. So I see where Terry coming from, and B Mickey is coming close to a point to where B Mickey gonna have to make a decision. B Mickey either gonna have to be for the team, or he gonna have to be for, or he gonna have to help Brian, because he's digging himself into a hole right now, because Terry ain't never trusted him, and Terry ain't never liked him to a certain degree. I don't know why, but Terry just always had a beef with him. I guess trying to be on their level or seeing himself as a brother to Meech. So we're gonna see how that plays out. I hope B Mickey choose right. You know what I'm saying? I like B Mickey. I like the actor. And for the first time since he's gotten the show for real, we've seen Lamar down in this episode for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Down, because they brought him and Meech into the police station. They had a little discussion, and the discussion was about who shot who, and they was like, whoever rat on who first gets to, you know what I'm saying? You got the ups, you know what I'm saying? Whoever tell first, the other person going to jail, and they both just sitting there talking, Meech and Lamar sitting there talking in code. And then Lamar was like, I'm the Joker, you know what I'm saying? He like to squeeze the life out of people. He like to play games and do this and that. And then Meech was like, but Batman always fucking wins. Like, it's Batman. He's still the hero, and he always wins. And so they got Lamar in his feelings, you know what I'm saying? They got Lamar thinking about everything that has happened up until this point. Like, you came straight out of jail and started going at them for no reason at all, you know what I'm saying? You started going at them, and they kept on trying to avoid it and choose other avenues and other paths to get around the chaos that you was trying to create. And even though you created so much chaos and so much controversy and making enemies become friends and friends become enemies, like all that, and he still won. You know what I'm saying? He still won. And that it had Lamar in his feelings and thinking. So his cousin, Donnell Rawlings, oh my God, this man, the one that be sleeping with dead people. They had Donnell come out here and give him a pep talk like, man, be you, man. You Lamar the Be Silas. Like, you ain't got to be nobody else but you. Like, be you. And this heavyset actor from, I've only seen him in, I think I've seen him in two other properties, but most notably the last season or two of Black Lightning. Heavyset dude, I really like him as an actor. I feel like he keeps getting killed off because, I don't know why. I don't know why he keep getting kicked off. He's a good actor, but I guess he just keep choosing the wrong roles. You never know when you're gonna die off in the TV show, unless it's first season. So, him and I think Tiny got knocked off by Lamar. Lamar's crazy. Lamar knocked this man off after he's got his chicken and fries, man. Just beat the man with a board, like back in the day type thing, man. In the middle of the street, you can see, what's crazy is you can see people in the distance watching this man get beat the mess out of, and they ain't doing nothing but watching. It's crazy. And then he sneaks into dude's house through the window and beats him up while he in the shower or in the bathroom and kills him and kills Tiny. I thought Tiny was gonna be around for a minute. I really did. I thought he was, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can see why Tiny had to go. Tiny only believed in Meech and him to a degree. He could only see as far as his eyes will let him. You know what I'm saying? So anytime Meech came to him with a plan or something, he'd only rock with it if Meech already had money and work lined up and it was tangible to him. But as we see this season going on, it's been a drought, and Meech is making plays to get stuff in place, but for certain reasons things are falling through, and Tiny keep just bailing out whenever things get tough. Tiny bails, and so this time Tiny bailed, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't had no protection around you. So Meech got hit 3 times, and he's up walking and talking, and you know what I'm saying, being Meech again. So Terry, like I said, Terry was making moves and stuff. So Terry decided to have Diane make a move for him. B Mickey checked out the car, said everything was good. But I think B Mickey had to tell, either B Mickey knew something was wrong with the car and he could tell, or B Mickey ratted to Brian that what was going on. Cause I don't know, bro. I just felt like, I don't know. Like, they should have known Diane was working with them as doing real police work. They was like, I thought they don't work with white people. It's like, no, Terry's actually a businessman. And Diane's been working for them, and then she's on paper. So that part I didn't agree with, is because she's on paper and she's been working for them for weeks already. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that shows, I don't know. Maybe it's just the incompetence helped them this time. because she is on the payroll. She is a legitimate driver, but she wasn't in a legitimate driving car. That is right. She did have a it wasn't one of Terry's working cars. So that's probably what I could give him leniency on that. That right there makes sense. But they take her in and they realize that, you know what I'm saying, the car got drugs in it, and they're trying to get her to rat on Terry and Meech. And so Terry and Meech scramble, bro. They're scrambling. Well, before that, Terry, like when I said Terry was making moves, he went to Lakeisha. Is her name Lakeisha? I don't think her name was. I'm thinking to see. I'm giving her power name. I'm gonna just say Lala. He went to Lala and asked her to hook him up with Boom, which is another great actor from Homecoming and the first 2 seasons of what is that show? What is not the originals, but it is Legacies, original Legacies with Hope Michelson and all that. Them, you know what I'm saying, Ralph. So that actor that plays Damon Sims in American All American Homecoming, great actor. He's in this. He plays Boom, her husband, and he went to him make a proposition about fronting him some stuff so he can, you know, it's a drought. So he's saying it's a power play. Terry know what he's talking about, but things just didn't follow through how they were supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So he got a loan from Boom, and he's not able to pay it back. So that's gonna be a problem in the future. And what I'm glad didn't happen is that Lala didn't introduce him to Boom. She just told him where he was gonna be at, because then she would have been on the hook for making the introduction, and he can't even pay it back because the runner got jammed up. So we don't know. To me, Diane has been solid. You know what I'm saying? She's been really down for the team. So I'm hoping she can come through in this next episode and be solid for us. So far, she hasn't ran her mouth, but we never know what could happen. So we know that Meech and Terry has to leave town. They say their goodbyes. They get their bags and they leave in town. But as they're leaving town, the Beast show up in a Jeep, and he's trying to get them, like, before they can leave town. But Terry, being the will man he is, got him up out of there, you know what I'm saying, before things got too real. So now with Meech and Terry on the run, I wonder, are we going to pick up, and which town are we going to pick up it with in the next episode? The connections they're going to make, the crew they're going to build out there. What's going to happen to be Mickey now that they're out of town? Is Brian still going to test them? Is Brian still going to press him about setting up Meech and giving him connections because he's out of town? It's like there's nothing really he could do. On top of that, to me, this is poor writing, because I don't know if they just forgot or didn't care. Lamar was in police custody, and you remember, like, when they had him when he was first showed up in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? He escaped the hospital. He choked out or killed a guard to leave the hospital. And in this episode, they have him in custody, and they let him go. Like, that's to me, that's a right. They need to tighten up on their writing on that, because that man should be in jail. Ain't no way this man is still dropping bodies, and he escaped police custody. First of all, he escaped police custody. That's grounds to hold him right there. Yes, I understand that y'all was holding him because of what Meech did to him, but what about what he did to the child? Y'all remember the boy he killed in last season? He still needs to be on questioning and held for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that he did last season, or his friend that he killed in his house. You remember him? Like, he dropped so many bodies last season that I felt like them having him in police custody, he shouldn't have been able to just leave like that. I think that's really on the writers and the production at that point. Like, he should have not have left that police station. Especially next episode, Brian and her should be out hunting for Lamar, because this man just dropped 2 bodies in the last episode, Tiny and Big Cuz. He just dropped both of them, and then he tried to kill Meech on their way out of town. He's the biggest threat to the city, in the city right now, because Meech and them is gone. So we're going to see where Brian's focus is going to be. Is his focus going to be still on B. Mickey and pressing him, or are they gonna focus on Lamar, the dude that's really terrorizing the town right now? We see Lucille's really going through it as a mother, as a Christian. And she's in church, and she's, the pastor's about to pray for her sons, and everybody starts walking out. And I loved, you're not supposed to do this, but I loved how she voiced, like, you gotta call people out, because some people only want to have faith when they want to have faith. You know what I'm saying? When things only benefit them. And I loved how everybody's trying to walk out the church on her. She's calling everybody out. When you cheated on your wife, when you did this, I still prayed for y'all. I still wanted God to bless y'all and help y'all make it through y'all hard times. Now, I'm having a hard time with my son, and she's basically like, if y'all walk out this church while, the pastor's trying to pray for my son and asking, blessings upon my family, you're basically saying I do not deserve for my babies to be breathing, living, and thriving, and things of that nature. And I felt her on that, because one thing that people always say is people always trying to put it on the drug dealers. People always trying to say, oh, you sell this poison. Well, y'all don't say that to the doctors who do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? People don't hold that same weight with prescriptions and the people who decide what medical drug, which is actually what chemical medical drug is okay and what's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that push and pull needs to be fleshed out more in a lot more shows. It's like people condemn drug dealers, but what are doctors, what are pharmacists, and people who prescribe prescriptions, drug dealers with a license? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they are. They give people, there's been plenty of celebrities and other people that have died from pharmaceutical drugs because people just keep pumping them out to them legally. You know what I'm saying? So I love that push and pull of it. It's just like how they say African Americans hold the biggest crime rate in America today. Like, we commit the most crimes. When on paper that is true. On paper that is absolutely true. On paper, yes, we do. We go to jail most. We commit the most crimes. But what we don't put in there is that every Caucasian politician since I've been a child has committed war crimes, and they walk free from it. And you only find out when they run for president. You know what I'm saying? It's been the CIA, the DEA, none of these people went to jail for it flooding our cities and our communities with drugs. You know what I'm saying? But they took the drug dealers to jail and put them on trial. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yes, we do hold the highest rate, but they don't put everybody in that bracket. Not everybody went to jail for their crimes. They still let people commit crimes. The CIA commit crimes all the time and are not held accountable for it. So it's things of that push and pull that I hope that they keep diving into. I love that they dove into the pandemic of burning stuff down and collecting insurance money in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That is something that was in history that doesn't get shined light upon. Just like even the Asian cop. She was the first in her line of work to Asian woman in her line of work to do what she does, and you know what I'm saying, and paved the way for other people of her like and of her likeness and of her kind. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that push and pull. Hopefully, I really wish Brian died or went to jail, but as we've seen at the beginning of this beginning of this season, that's not gonna happen because he's the one that ends up arresting Terry and Meech. But I just don't like how he got away with all his dirt. You know what I'm saying? You was working with Meech season 1. Season 2, you was gonna let him bleed out. And you should have took B Mickey to jail, but you didn't. You're trying to use him to get another person. And people be like, oh, that's just how cops work, or that's just how justice work, or that's not how justice work. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to use a person to get a person. In my opinion, it's called justice. It's not called strategic I don't even know the word for it, but let this fish go to get this fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, get all the fishes. You know what I'm saying? Justice, get everybody. Don't just get this one and let this one go for this one because you feel this one is worse than this one and you can control this one. Like, no, take them all. Do your job the hard way. You know what I'm saying? It's the easy way and there's a hard way. And I feel like taking everybody instead of using the easy way, as in, or I'll let you go if you snitch on this person. Like, no, take him down, and then just do your due diligence. For once, you got to be smarter than the criminals. I would love that, and not just creating laws to help you catch them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a lot of loopholes to how a lot of criminals get catched. Not saying that I don't want criminals to get caught. Hear me out. I'm not saying I don't want them to get caught. I just wish that the justice was more, superhero-like true justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, even journalism is dead today. Except for Coffee. Coffee's been doing his thing. He killed Logan Paul. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was a great episode. Really turned up the season. I can't wait for the next one. They have you on the edge of your seat every Friday. I do like the time slot from Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday to Friday, to Thursday night, Friday. I really like the change. It gets you time to enjoy it over the weekend. You can watch it once or twice, refresh your memory. Yeah, like I said, I really hope Diane doesn't snitch. Oh man, there's so much going on. Yeah, like Lucille, she's really worried about her kids, and Charles is really swaying. Like, these last 2 episodes, you can see he's really gearing towards stepping outside of his marriage, and it's crazy because everybody in his family needs him right now. Everybody needs him to be that rock, and while everybody needs him to be that rock, it seems like he's just drifting away, coasting away. And I really want to see how Meech and Terry level up in this next episode. I really want to see how they come together, because it's just them. You know what I'm saying? There's no B Mickey, there's no crew, there's no mom house, you know what I'm saying? It's just them two. And so I want to see how they thrive in an unfamiliar environment where it's just them two. They argue, they fuss, they fight, but they always have each other back. So I want to see if Meech is going to take the back seat and actually listen to his brother, or is Meech, the older one, still going to take the front seat and let Terry follow Terry's lead from the shadows, if you understand what I'm talking about. But y'all get in here and let me know what y'all think, and let me know how y'all feel about this BMF episode, your hopes and predictions for the next episode, and let me know if you thought it was good. Whose storyline are you loving the most right now? Like, subscribe, and share, bro. We trying to go up.